Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first trade recap of this account. I will be posting another trade recap on the next week. And just to make things clear, I only trade 2 days because of school. I trade on Wednesdays and Fridays. Those are the only 2 days that I can trade. So I will normally be showing you only 2 trades. So let's move into things. So this was the trade I took Wednesday. And let me explain what it was. So we have right here my favorite form of accumulation, which is what I call trend line accumulation. As you can see, we formed this little trend line, and this is all low resistance liquidity. That price, as it was forming the trend, was taking out. So that was a really good sign. And then we had this resistance at the bottom. So yeah, to even make things clearer. Then we had after market open, which market open right here, we had a huge manipulation towards a 1 hour. Let me try to find it. I believe it's the 1 hour time for value gap, but I'm not. Yeah. So as you can see, we have the 1 hour for value gap right there. And of course, we only take trades on the 1 minute. That is my strategy in my setup. It's always in the 1 minute. So after we manipulated to that 1 hour for value gap, we had a liquidity sweep as well. And then I entered off of this huge candle, out of this huge impulsive move to the upside, which was this candle to close and create this inversion for value gap. We wanted to target London liquidity and New York liquidity. Now, we couldn't make that happen because we went break even, because as you can see right here, this was my break even point. We had an SMT right here with the S. I don't believe that is what it caused the market to go down, but yeah. So we had break even on this day. So let's move on to the other day, which was let me just change this, which was actually yesterday, which was on Friday. And here we had one of my favorite models to trade, which is the news setup. Now, the news setup is the model that I trade while backtesting and while developing my Power 3 strategy. I also traded this. So as you can see right here, we are on the 1 minute chart. We had huge news releases at 8:30. Now, I believe this is, CPI. So this was a very powerful news that this was CPI. And my strategy on this is basically when we create the news, we create liquidity at the bottom and liquidity at the top. Then price is going to start to calm down and starting to form. And then we supposedly get a sweep of either the high or the low, right? Once you get that sweep of the high or the low, you basically wait for confirmation on the 5 minute. But if you have an SMT, you wait for confirmation on the 1 minute time frame. And that was exactly what happened. So we had an SMT right here on the news. On the news is high with ES. We also had this SMT as well. We had 2 SMTs with ES. And I basically entered off of this inversion for value gap. I could have entered off of this one from this candle, but I didn't want to take that trade just because we still had this wick to be completed. Because this, as you can see right here, this was a supposed change in the state of delivery, right? But I mean, sometimes they fail. That's the state of probability in the market. And it didn't fully close. It was like 1 tick away. So I didn't enter right here because it didn't follow my strategy. So because I either look for an inversion for value gap, or if we get a wick like this one, a wick inside the 1 minute for value gap that is trying to inverse, this wick has to be respected by a huge candle closing below the wick. So as you can see, that did not happen right here. That did not happen by just a tick. It is what it is. So I didn't enter right there, and I waited because I could enter off of this candle, but I didn't, as we had this fair value gap as well. So I waited for price to inverse, and then it just shifted on me. But I mean, it is what it is. We all have losing days. I haven't had a losing day on NQ, and this is my first one, right? We had that break even, and we were targeting these lows for a 1 or 2 risk reward. I mean, pretty basic week. We lost 1% on the account. I'm not too mad. I did my psychology. I followed my strategy. I followed everything. And this was just pure probability. As Randy Howell, my basic trading psychology mentor. It's not my mentor because I don't pay to watch his classes. I just watch him on YouTube. I watch every single video that he posts, and I watched every single video that he has ever posted. And I learned a lot from him. And one phrase that he said that stuck to me in my head was that you want to make wins feel as strategic as possible and losses as probability as possible. So let me try to explain that thing for you. So for example, no strategy works at 100%, right? That's why there's win rates. But they're proven to work. And now you're going to have losing days. It's normal in the markets, right? Everyone has losing days, even the best traders. For example, TJR lost $250,000 on Wednesday while I went break even, right? So that's one point. And you want to basically make your losses feel as probability as possible. So your losses have to be not from your mistakes on your strategy, not from your FOMO, not from your afraid of missing out on this setup, not because you want to pressure and you feel like you're in control on the markets and you want to buy or sell at there because you just feel like it. That's not it. What's it? It's that you basically have to follow every single step of your strategy, every single step to the complete bottom, right? Even if, for example, on my Power 3, even if the manipulation was off by one tick, I won't be taking that trade. Even if it's a winning trade, I won't be taking that. Why won't I be taking that? Because it doesn't follow my strategy, right? So the first thing you have to do is follow your strategy, because once you don't follow your strategy, the problem is not the strategy, it's yourself, right? And that was one phrase that stuck to me in my head, and it still is in my head. And then your winners, they have to be as strategic as possible. Your winners have to be because you followed your strategy. You didn't get emotional while trading. You just followed, entered, make money, and get out. That's all. And that's the most beautiful thing about trading. So yeah, this was my first ever losing day on NQ. I'm up $150 on my $5,000 account, so I'm up 3%. Not too shabby. Next week is going to be a beautiful week. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Love you all.